Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Midnight Monster Corner Horror Podcast. I'm your host as always, Corey, and today we have a very special review coming straight from Acid Bath Productions. So, from 2012, I Spill Your Guts. Now, this is a James Balsamo film, and if you know the name, heard of the name, you know that you're in for a wild fun ride. With that being said, let's just jump straight into the film. So, the storyline is based around Dennis and Joe, who are two best friends who join the military. Upon them joining the military, they find themselves overseas. Joe is essentially taking things easily and casually, and Dennis ends up taking a bullet to save Joe's life. Now, upon them ending up in the hospital, Dennis is obviously a war hero in a sense, and he is now pretty much about to pass away. So Joe finds out that he's not going to make it, and so essentially, Joe ends up telling everyone that he's the war hero in this situation. And he ultimately tells Dennis about this. This enrages Dennis, and obviously, Dennis uses that to stay alive and survive. So, upon Joe coming back to the States and essentially collecting a paycheck for the rest of his life, um, Dennis seeks revenge and pretty much leaves a ginormous body count in his wake. And I'm just gonna leave the story there. That's that's the gist of it, and the rest is just brutal murder after murder. That's awesome. Um, so yeah, so let's just jump straight into dislikes and likes. Dislikes. So the only thing that I ultimately disliked about this, and I can't really say too much about it, just that this was the only dislike I really had about this, was the amount of times that I would have to turn up the volume and turn it down. I will say that there was times where I couldn't hear dialogue between two characters, so I would crank up the volume. And the next thing you know, there's loud metal music blaring, which is awesome, by the way. Love metal music, but I just was constantly having to turn it up and turn it down, so I couldn't just find a happy medium. So that was the only dislike that I ultimately had about this movie. Besides the amount of cocks that you see in the film, you don't see a whole lot of cocks. It's just like two pecker scenes essentially. So was unexpecting that, and the next thing you know, it was like there it is, and I'm like, hey, there's that. That's about it. Likes, the storyline. Let's just jump straight on that. I love the storyline. Storyline is actually pretty fun, and really good. It's well scripted, well written. I enjoyed it. The dialogue between the characters, some of it was quite funny, some of it was really, good and heartfelt. And you actually find yourself kind of feeling sorry for Dennis in a sense. With that being said, uh, the other things that I liked about the film was all the death scenes. They seem to be really well done and really gruesome and cool. There's a decapitation scene that is really interesting, and if you've seen this film, you know what I'm talking about. But it's a really good decapitation scene. And the one of my favorite death scenes in the movie is ultimately when Dennis goes into a bathroom where this girl's about to hop in the shower, and he grabs like a bottle of like Drano and essentially makes her drink it. And she ultimately, I think she pretty much just starts melting. It almost looks like her chin and everything's like melting away. So that was pretty gruesome and pretty cool looking. I enjoyed that. Um, but yeah, the amount of music in this is pretty cool too, and also I really like the cameos that there's a huge casting for this film actually, and the cameos were pretty cool. You had cameos obviously from James Balsamo. James Balsamo acted as Dennis, so that was pretty cool. And then Lynn Lowry's in it for a split second. Lloyd Kaufman's in it, and Dave Brockie from Guar. The late great Dave Brockie's in it, and I didn't realize that Dave Brockie was gonna be in it, and I was like, was that Dave Brockie? So that was really cool. I was unexpecting that. I'm a huge fan of Guar, so that was really cool to see him in there. But yeah, this movie, if I'm getting this right, hopefully I'm getting it right, but I saw the budget on IMDb for $60,000 estimated. So I mean, for $60,000 is pretty decent. It's well done for that. Um, but yeah, what else? There's oh, I wanted to hit on something because not only did I notice that obviously James Balsamo starred in the movie. He also wrote and directed the movie. Um, so that right there, I've heard that that can be hard at times. Someone to direct the film and act in the movie at the same time. I heard that can be quite challenging. But he did a lot more than just that. I did notice that he did special effects, and I believe I seen where he did editorial for this as well. So hats off, man. This was really good. Um, and honestly, it kept me going. I really want to see more of Dennis and everything. Um, and this film, okay, the runtime is 90 minutes, and honestly, it feels like it goes by pretty quickly. It's just action packed. It's in your face and it's really fun. I definitely enjoyed this. Um, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I mean, like I said, some of the acting is a little off, but a lot of the acting's pretty spot on, actually. It's like these people know that they're kind of working for a lower budget, and they actually try versus they're just trying to make a movie. So this is pretty fun, and it's encouraged me, throughout the years to watch more of his stuff. And I believe I've got a couple more that I can do reviews on later on. But with that being said, I'm probably going to be ordering a lot more. I believe there is a sequel for this, so I need to check that out. I'm pretty sure there's a sequel for this. Um, and if not, then oh well. He's got some other good stuff as well. I've watched Bite School, which Bite School's pretty decent too. It's pretty fun. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there. If you haven't seen this, go check it out. It's pretty cool. And also, just a quick shout out to Acid Bath Productions. If you guys haven't heard of them or you want to know where you can get movies from them, check out their website. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below. So definitely check out the website. He's got some really good stuff on there. And yeah, with that being said, also I talked with him recently, and he is actually currently working on a new movie called Catch of the Day 2. And from what I understand, it is a slasher film. So that's awesome. And it's a sequel to obviously Catch of the Day. Um, but yeah, you go to his website, and he's got several movies, and one which I actually have in my collection, and I've honestly never watched it, so I'm planning on watching that soon. But that's Killer Waves, and actually you can order that one on his website in a VHS form. I'm pretty sure I saw that, so that's really cool too. But with that being said, yeah, you guys have a good one. See you later.